Hello everybody and happy September. I am so excited to be doing my August wrap up right now because that means it's fall. All right, look, I know fall doesn't start until like the 22nd or something, but in my mind, it's fall. I think I read 13 books in August. So I'm going to wrap them up for you guys, say goodbye to them so we can ring in the fall reading. I think I've talked about literally all of these just about all of them in vlogs. So if you've seen me talk about all of these already, I'm so sorry, but it'll be fine. Actually, I think this one, the vlog hasn't come out yet, so you have not heard me talk about them. And that is the first 4 volumes of Spy Family. Guys, this series is seriously so fun. I've seen so many people talking about it and loving it, so I was like, I should pick up the first volume from the library, see what's up, and now it's like one of my favorite things. So if you don't know, Spy Family is about this spy whose name is Lloyd. Well, like, it's a fake name, but like his name is Lloyd, and he gets this mission from his spy company. There's probably a better word from that, but you know what I mean. And this mission requires that he go find a fake wife and a fake child to like get closer to this one like bad dude. I don't know, he's like trying to stop a war. It's a whole thing. So he finds this pink-haired girl, Anya, at an orphanage. She is a telepath, but he does not know that she's a telepath. But because she's a telepath, she knows he's a spy, but he doesn't know that she knows that he's a spy. I think you get what I mean. Anya is a telepath, and then he finds this wife whose name is Yor, who's a badass assassin. And, you know, it's just a bunch of lies, deception, claiming that, you know, it's all for the mission, even though it's like not all for the mission. But just like overall, because like I don't remember what happens in any of these individually, it was great. I even watched the anime for it, which covers I think the first 3 volumes, and it was also great. So really excited to pick up more of the volumes. I think like the 8th one comes out sometime soon, which is cool, so I'm really excited about that. And yeah, overall it was just great. I don't normally rate like manga and graphic novels, but these all get 5 out of 5 stars. Next up we have The Strange the Dreamer duology by Laini Taylor. This has quickly become one of my new favorite series. I gave the first one a 5 out of 5 stars, and I did give the second one a 4 out of 5 stars, but I still really enjoyed it. I just feel like nothing can really compare to the magic and whimsy of this first book. It was just like peak everything, and this book was more so like the characters dealing with all of the ramifications of the things that happened in the first book, which was still good, but like with this book everything was so new and exciting and wow. So this book is about Laszlo Strange, hence the name Strange the Dreamer, who is like obsessed with the city of Weep, and eventually he like goes to Weep. There's this girl named Sarai who can like go into people's nightmares, and they meet in his dreams. And I don't want to say like too much because I feel like this is a kind of series that you want to go into blind. It was just so fun. The thing that really took this series to the next level was Laini Taylor's writing style. I just thought it was stunning, honestly. It's so lyrical, it's gorgeous, it's very descriptive. It just makes the magic in this world seem even more real and mystical, and it was just great. I feel like that's all you need to know. It was great. This book, the second book, introduced like kind of another character that I wasn't really vibing with. It was interesting and it did provide a lot of backstory, but she kind of just pissed me off the whole time. But overall, like the main characters were great. There's just this absolutely wholesome relationship between Laszlo and Sarai. I love them so much, and everything, like I feel like I don't know how to properly express my thoughts on like how I felt about this book, but I loved it. It did take me a second to get into it, not gonna lie, but once we hit that halfway point, everything just got so good. The ending of this book had me like absolutely shocked. I was not prepared for it. I just loved the way that this tale was woven. It was so good. There's Strange the Dreamer. I would absolutely be picking up Daughter of Smoke and Bone, also by Laini Taylor, which I'm really excited about. I've also heard very good things about that series as well, so hopefully I can read it sometime this year. I feel like every time I say that it never happens, but maybe I'll find the drive to do that. So really excited. I'm just like I feel like Laini Taylor will become a new favorite author of mine. I don't know if I can quite base that off of one series, but just feel like her writing is so, it's like just so captivating. I can't get over it, but I can't because we have to move on to the next book. Next up, I read Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. I technically finished this book this morning, which is September 1st, but I read 450 pages of this book in August, so obviously we're gonna talk about it. Now, I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. Honestly, like, I went through it was like a little roller coaster in this book, you know, as far as like how I was feeling about it, because in the beginning I was really into it, but then for like 200 pages I was like, interest is declining. But once we hit like the halfway point, so many things started happening, the plot started picking up, the characters were getting better, and just the ending of this book, like, I had to give it a 4 stars. Originally I was thinking like a 3 or 3.5, but the thing that happened at the end of the book and just like all the relationships that were like moving and changing and whatever, maybe potentially, made me bump this up to a 4 stars. Overall, there are just so many aspects about this book that I loved. The social commentary woven into a fantasy story like this, I just thought was genius. It talks a lot about racism and how the actions of people in the past are still affecting people, you know, in the present day. And seeing that through a fantasy lens, I feel like just makes the meaning like even more impactful in a way, and I just thought that was really well done. Also, this is like based off of Arthurian legend, which I don't think I've ever read a book that includes Arthurian legend in it. Oh wait, no. Was there like a Magic Treehouse book? Were those about our, hang on. I need to see now, because I think there's one where they like go to Camelot. I don't know. Oh, these are so cute. Haunted Castle on Hallows Eve. I might have to pick that one up. I don't know, I don't remember if all of these are based on Arthurian legend or what. No, probably not, but I think there's like a couple. I remember Christmas in Camelot specifically, and now I'm kind of like, do I pick them up? I know they're like a very young reader. I definitely read them when I was in like 3rd grade, but a couple of them kind of sound interesting. Okay, I just deviated very far from the original point of this sentence. I don't think I really knew too much about Arthurian legend, but I didn't personally find it to be too confusing or anything. I just thought the magic system was so cool, so really loved that. Maybe I should tell you what this book is about. Yeah, that might help. You're following our main character, Bree Matthews, whose mother unfortunately dies, which happens in like the 1st chapter. And you can really see that grief impacting her and how it is changing the course of her future. And I actually read the author's note once I finished reading this book. And apparently Tracy Deonn also went through something really similar, so I feel like that also just makes this story like super impactful. She ends up going to an early college program at UNC Chapel Hill, I think, where she like discovers the secret order. She thinks that the order has something to do with her mother's death, and she makes it her mission to figure out what the order's part in her mother's murder was. Like I said, I love the inclusion of the Arthurian legend in that. I just thought that aspect, I was just like, wow, what a concept. I think it's also because I've never read, like I said, never read anything about Arthurian legend, so everything was so new, and I felt like I was kind of learning on the fly, but I was just really enjoying it. There's also like a couple of stunning love interests in this book that I was really into. There's kind of like a little love triangle situation in this book, and I was also kind of into that, so I'm interested to see how that develops. I feel like that was like a jumble of thoughts because I just finished this book like an hour ago, so I feel like I haven't properly sorted through all my thoughts for it, but it was great. Yeah, there were just like a couple of slow parts in this book, which is why I bumped it a star, but for the most part it was really good. And I think the 2nd one comes out in November, which I'm definitely gonna have to pick up. Really excited about that. Next up, I have 4. Oh, you can see all the, ooh. I did a reread of the Folk of the Air series by Holly Black. Guys, I feel like the reread was even better than my first read, and it was just so fun. I do have a vlog in which I read like the main 3 books, and you already know they're just so good. I think I gave, let's see, 4 stars for The Cruel Prince, 5 stars for Queen of Nothing, and no wait, what are you? The Wicked King and Queen of Nothing, and then 4 stars again for How the King of Elfheim Learned to Hate Stories. Do I have any more like coherent thoughts to say about this series? Like, no, I've talked about it a lot on my channel already, so that's what you get. If you want to know, my favorite of the series is The Wicked King. The first time around I chose The Queen of Nothing as my favorite, but I really don't know why. I feel like this book is incredibly slow. There are really good parts of it, but for the most part I was like, can we get to those good parts? You know what I'm saying? I just feel like this book, plot-wise, relationship-wise, and pacing-wise, is just like clearly the best of the series, and I was having such a good time reading this book. So glad I decided to do a reread of these 3 books. And then also, like I said, I read the Carden novella, short story kind of thing. I love this book specifically because it gives you a lot of background on Carden and it explains a lot as to why he is the way he is. You also see a little bit of Jude in here, and it's just a really good time. It's not like, you know, the best thing ever, but if you love the Cruel Prince series, you'll probably really enjoy this as well. And also, the illustrations are stunning. I love the art style in this so much. Oh, this is my favorite one. Wow, that's fun that I flipped my favorite page, but I love them, like, they're so cute. And then I was looking on Goodreads at like the Cruel Prince series as a whole, and I didn't realize there was like another like really short novella that's called The Lost Sister. I'm glad that I read it, but I gave it a 3 stars, which like isn't awful, but this, I don't want to say too much, but this novella follows like the one book character, like out of all of the books, that I would clock. I would deck her so quickly if I had the chance. She makes me so mad in the Cruel Prince series. And it kind of like gives you background as to why she's doing what she's doing, but it's like not good background. I'm like, I don't care if this is why you're doing it. I won't go into it because like it is like kind of spoilery and I don't like, you know, but it made me mad. Like, I'm glad I got more content for the Cruel Prince series, and honestly I can't believe I didn't know that it existed, but was the anger worth it? Maybe. Yeah, sorry. I have very strong feelings about that character. Moving on to the last book that I have to talk about, which is Crescent City, House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J Maas. I gave this book a 3 stars. I didn't like hate it necessarily. There are definitely aspects of it that I really enjoyed. I like the inclusion of like more supernatural characters and just seeing more of what Sarah J Maas can do with said types of characters. And I kind of liked the love interest. Like, I liked the relationship, but at the same time the love interest did feel like every other Sarah J Maas love interest, which I don't necessarily mind because I like her love interest, but I would have liked to see her switched up like just a little bit for this series. I like the fact that he wasn't Fae. Like, there's something, I guess. I liked our main character Bryce, but I didn't love her. I liked Hunt, but I didn't love him. I don't know, I wish I liked this book a lot because I love Sarah J Maas's other series. Akatar was good. I'm in the middle of Throne of Glass and I'm really enjoying it, but this book like didn't do it for me. Originally I was kind of thinking it was because I didn't like the way she wrote adult fantasy, but at the same time, A Court of Silver Flames is adult fantasy and I love that book. It is like one of my top favorite books of the year. But I don't know, although I might have done a bad thing and read the last chapter of House of Sky and Breath. Like, I was not gonna continue the series. I saw how thick House of Sky and Breath is. It's like 800 pages and I can't do it. I haven't personally seen good reviews on it. Like, people who I feel like we have similar reading tastes, I haven't seen them enjoying it too much. So I wasn't gonna put myself through it. But a buddy read the first one with my friend Elaine and we were like, what if we read the last chapter of House of Sky and Breath? Because I've heard I've heard the ending of that book is just like a wow kind of moment. So please don't yell at me because I did that, but it really was a wow kind of moment. I was like, are you sure? Like, no way. I was so shocked. I couldn't believe it. Like, I don't regret the fact that I didn't read the second one. Like, now I think I have to read the third one. And I kind of want to read the second one so I can read the third one, but at the same time, I'm like, do I look up a plot summary? I don't know. But the ending of that book was just like, wow. Can confirm that I was very intrigued and I want to read the third one now. But I will decide at some other point in time if I'm going to put myself through the second book. I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed my August wrap up. I feel like it's been a pretty decent month. I feel like I've given a lot of books like 4 or 5 stars, which I'm really happy about. Got to reread some favorites. I now have some new favorite series. It was a really good month on reflection. Now it is officially time to begin my September reading. I'm so excited because, you know, spooky time is here. It is right now. Should I dig out the back glasses again? No, I shouldn't, should I? So yes, that is the end of my August wrap up. I hope you guys have enjoyed hearing some of my thoughts on the books that I've read this month. And as always, please do let me know down below what your favorite book you read this month is, or if you're feeling shady, let me know what your least favorite book that you read this month is, and I guess that's it. So happy fall. and I will see you guys in my next video.